We would like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we record this podcast, the Wurundjeri Woi-wurrung people of the Kulin Nation. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples listening today.
Trigger warning for this episode, we discuss adult themes, body image, diet culture, and it contains some coarse language, so please be aware if you have little ears around. Hello and welcome to
Life Academy!
I'm your host, Dena Amy Kaplan.
And I'm your host, Alicia Bennett.
On-screen frenemies.
To real-life besties.
What's up, bestie?
How are you, darling?
I'm good. I'm tired.
Oh, so fun.
It was my birthday party yesterday.
Happy B-Day.
Thank you so much. But we were up till 2 a.m.
What?
I know.
What are you? Who are you?
I don't know.
What
I'm
do
a
you
new
mean?
woman. I'm 37 and now I stay up after 8 o'clock.
At the restaurant?
No, we were at the restaurant for a bit and then we got home and Alex gave me one of my presents, which was the Olivia Dean vinyl record. And we just put it on and we were like chatting and listening to it for ages. And then like I was cleaning the house, like seriously, like it was nothing.
Just a nice little...
And I had a sauna and then like I looked at the clock and it was 2 a.m.
Oh my
So I'm a bit buggered.
Yeah.
Because I haven't stayed up that late since I was 25.
I am shook, Dena.
know.
Like I'm fully
I
sitting here
know.
like, who is this person sitting in front of me?
And then
Wow.
like Maya's been sick, as you know.
Oh,
She's
poor
been really sick, the poor thing.
Barbie.
So she woke up at like midnight. So then I had to like resettle her. So
Yeah.
that took about an hour. But yeah, I'm just a bit tired. But otherwise, all good. I had a beautiful birthday. And it was so nice to just have my family and friends together.
So beautiful.
And I got the best message from Isla, you guys. Oh my God, I'm going to post it. She sang me all of happy birthday. And then at the end, she was like, I love you, Auntie Dena. Kiss, kiss.
Kiss,
And
kiss,
she
kiss.
goes, kiss, kiss, kiss. It was the cutest thing. It made my day.
It was very
It was
sweet.
and she blew out the candles for me as well. She went, yeah, it was
and
beautiful.
a big hip hip hooray, 3 big hip hip hoorays.
It was the best video.
very, very sweet.
It
I
made
was
my
like,
day. Thank
because
you.
we were trying to FaceTime, but
I
you were
know.
such a busy little bee. And I was like, let's do a video. She goes, okay. She goes, wait. And she runs off the couch and she comes back with the two little sticks, the little drumsticks that she had. And she's like, huh.
in my head, I was like, has she been holding on to those for the last 3 hours? Because you tried to FaceTime me for like almost 3 hours.
That
I
was
like,
just, she needed those at the last
she
minute.
knew it for her performance.
Yeah. I don't know this is the thing. I don't know if you remember, but my happy birthday renditions back in the day, they were stunning.
Oh, so she gets it from her mama.
Birthday.
Oh, that's right. You used to sing it really out of tune.
Yeah.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that made my day. It was beautiful. But it was a pretty mundane day. I went to the gym in the morning.
Nice girl.
And then this is the really hot bit. I went to the doctor's on my birthday because I had to fill some scripts.
Sexy.
So that was super hot. I was like, yeah, I love going to. He was like, how are you? I was like, well, it's my birthday and I'm at the doctor. So yeah, it could be better. And then I had the afternoon to just look after Maya. And Alex was like, what do you want to do for your birthday today? And I was like, nap.
I love to have
I want a nap.
That's a really good
so he
birthday
was like,
request.
okay. And he came home from work and I napped for 3 hours. It was so nice.
That
And then-
also maybe makes sense too, why you got to 2 a.m. and you were like, I don't.
Yeah, that's actually, now that you say that, that's actually probably why. Because I slept for 3 hours during the day.
That's glorious.
But yeah, I had a
3
beautiful
hours.
nap, earplugs in, eye mask that you bought me
Bless
on.
you.
And I just had a little sleep. And then he woke me at 5. He's like, we've got to go for dinner. And I was like, oh, okay.
You could have slept the rest of the night.
And 3 of my girlfriends pulled out like in the space of 5 minutes. I got like 3 different text messages, like 3 of my closest friends, and they all had like really legit excuses. Like one was in hospital, one's just gone through something really hectic, and then another one has chronic migraines. But in the space of 5 minutes, they were all like, oh, we can't come. So I was like, fuck, should we just cancel? But then some of my other friends still came, and my family, and Maya got to see her cousins. But she was pretty feral because she's been sick.
Yeah.
So she was just like, I want ice cream. And we hadn't even had like first course. And she is just obsessed with icy poles and ice cream at the moment. Like,
okay, I think her and Isla are connected because every single morning, the first thing that Isla says when she wakes up is, can I have an icy pole?
Maya
I
is
was like, mate,
obsessed.
we haven't had breakfast yet. I was like, can you stop?
And I stupidly bought I don't know if you've ever seen these, the Lifesaver icy poles, the rainbow coloured ones.
Oh, no.
So now she's on it because you can get icy poles where it's just fruit.
Yep.
And then that, I'm like, whatever, you may as it's fine.
Go
it's
for
the
it.
same as eating fruit. But these rainbow ones are just pure sugar. And she's
Oh,
like,
man.
so I offer her the fruit one. She's like, no, I want a rainbow one.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fucking hell.
I had a full conversation with my mum recently because I was like, I think I need to I don't know, fully cut out sugar for Isla, because if she asks for something that's sugary and I'm like, not this very second, but you can in
After
15
you've
minutes,
eaten
once
dinner.
you've had your dinner or something, like the tantrum and the meltdown
Mine
that ensues.
too.
I'm like, you're gonna get it. It's you will get it.
You
It's
just gotta
okay.
eat 2 bites of pasta.
And like the full, I'm like, I don't even know what to do type of tantrum.
No,
I'm
I
like,
get it.
girl,
Mine's
it's
the same.
okay.
It just shows you what sugar does to kids,
Yeah.
to everyone, but to kids.
Yeah.
And also the reason we were up for 2 a.m. is because she had 2 ice creams at dinner. She had her own and then Gemma gave her hers. So she was pinging.
Yeah.
Like she'd taken pingers. She was off her head. Oh my God. It was so crazy. Like I was like, wow, sugar really hits.
really
For
hits.
kids, like it's not.
Their
it's
little
like-
bodies.
Anyway.
Yeah.
How are you, my love?
I'm good. I'm just I feel as though the craziness that was happening all through Christmas and the end of last year is still happening. I just feel like I'm busy all of the time. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's because you haven't had a holiday yet.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to our holiday.
It's going to be
Yeah.
a reset.
Yeah, so I'm excited because I look at my calendar and I'm like, okay, I've got this on this, on this, on this, on this, and I'm like, oh shit, okay. And then I sort of, the
Exactly
days
how
are
I feel.
smushing into each other and I don't really know, I'm glad I ended up here today because I was like trying to get myself ready in the morning. I was getting Isla ready because she's doing a cute little photo shoot with my dad and my mum and her cousin Blair.
Cute, just like a grandparents photo
Well,
shoot?
no, so it's for my dad when he used to work and he retired. He had early retirement. It's not really early. He was 60, but I feel like that's early, considered early now.
Nowadays it is.
And the CFMEU they were like, oh, can we, do a story on you guys and get the grandkids?
What?
CFMEU. It's the union that he was a part of
Okay.
when he worked. So yeah, it was, and so I was getting her ready and I was like, God, she looks gorgeous. And then I was like, what have I got on today? And I looked
Just casually,
Thank
your
God,
job.
looked at my calendar because I was like, oh, okay, all right, let's go. So I rushed and I curled my hair and I'm feeling.
Can I just say, you look stunning.
Thank you.
You look so and your nails are done.
I got my nails done.
I can't believe what I'm seeing.
I've been getting my nails done consistently.
I know.
It's a whole new
You had
world.
Christmas nails. Now you've got French.
Yeah.
Are
It's
you
a
on
whole-
board with it being the best?
No, I hate every single second of getting them done.
Right.
And then when they're done, I could honestly go without.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't.
Yeah,
I can never.
They don't do much for me. Like sometimes they're a
They
pain
don't
in
make
the
you feel
ass
more
and-
put together and like clean.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
More. I mean, but I think because I never used to feel when I didn't have them done that I felt undone because I
together,
had long nails anyway. But I think now I do like it, and I like when they're just like this is a bit meh. But when I've got my little special ones,
Yeah.
I like my toes actually. I got my toes tootsies.
Oh, we got like
which is-
matching.
yes, that's what I was going to say. I was
nails
going to
and
get that on my
toes.
nails. But I got my
We
tootsies.
would have been matching.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with your nails for the AACTA Awards?
Well, I need to choose a dress for.
Oh, of course. Okay, we've had this discussion.
my
We
God.
can't style you till we've picked a dress.
Yeah.
So guys, just to update you, I have my dress. So I'm
And it's
currently
Beautiful, and I'm
thank
so
you.
excited.
It's gonna be a statement. Some of you are gonna love it, some of you are gonna be like interesting. So it's great. I think it's great.
I think it's great.
And
I
it
think
makes
you
me
look
feel
incredible.
nice, and that's all that matters.
That's all that
But I'm
matters.
in the styling stage now where I can pick accessories and bags and shoes. And I've been trying to help Alicia do that, but she still hasn't picked a dress.
No. Sorry, I picked a dress.
Sorry, she picked a
Picked a
dress.
dress.
It didn't fit her.
Didn't fit, unfortunately, and it was gorgeous.
It
I
was
was like, this is
stunning.
the moment. This was my sparkle moment that I didn't get at the Wicked
The
premiere.
sexy sparkle.
Yep, I was
Yeah.
like so down with it, and then got it and tried it on, and
It
was
looked
just,
almost 2 sizes too big for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just too too big, unfortunately, even though it's just so gorgeous, and it wasn't available in any other sizes. So yeah, it was a couture piece. I think it was like especially made for, you know, someone, and then it just doesn't fit me at all. A place called Ten. TENN, a higher place. I think they're based in Queensland. So it's kind of like that works well. Like I'll be up there and then I can go get it from the store, and it all made sense. And then alas, it doesn't fit. So that, and because it also, I think just with the holidays, because they'd said, oh, we'll send it for a try on after Christmas and, you know, New Year's. So by the time that I got it, it was a couple of weeks into January already. And so then when it didn't fit, I was like, uh-oh. And now I'm trying to find places that can dress me last minute, and like people aren't available, dresses aren't available because they're booked out. So it's fun. I don't know. I might be naked on the red carpet.
Part 3.
It is.
But I feel like other than the excellent like sustainability option around dress hiring, you know, because we all wear a dress like this once and then it sits in the wardrobe for the rest of your life. So I think dress hiring is brilliant. And I love that you can try it on. So I feel like that's a great route for you, is just to like see how many dresses you can, like, you know, order 5 or 6 to try on, and then you can make your decision and then post the rest back. And so many places, this is just a little hack if you guys don't know, so many places offer a try on thing. So they'll charge you like $30 or $40 just to send it out for a try on, and then you can send it back. So that's till when you want to hire it.
So that's, I was doing like a whole big search over the last couple of weeks, over the last like 5 days, and was going to order all these other dresses to try on, but they're all booked out. And to get them to try on, I would want them to try it on this week so I can choose it, so then I can style next week, and then I'm up in Queensland the week after. So but that's not happening.
So what are we gonna do?
Well, I went this morning. I actually tried a couple of dresses on as well. So
oh my God, can I see photos?
Yes,
after?
you can.
Okay.
And you can help me choose.
Okay, the ones you sent me yesterday, I love.
Same.
Was there any of those?
No, so I'm hopefully going to get them sent down to me, but it'll be late next week, so it might be like a little too late.
That's still enough time for styling.
Yeah, that's a possibility of them.
Amazing.
Too.
I had another question about. I've just gone blank.
Trying things on,
dresses.
Reach out to stylists. Jewelry.
I was gonna say, because everyone's been following along with our stylist saga. I've had so many messages being like, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I just wanted to give a shout out to Jamie Azzopardi, who is a stylist from Melbourne. He lives in the UK. He has been so amazing. So for every shitty stylist out there, there are some good ones. Yeah. He is on the ball. My favorite thing about him is he keeps calling me queen. Like everything is like, yes, queen, okay, queen. And he's also like the most body positive person I've ever worked with in this space. Being a curvy woman in the styling space, you're so often like, oh, sorry, sample sizes don't fit you, blah, blah. He's like, oh, you are a curvaceous goddess, and we are going to make your and he's just like, he makes me feel so good about myself. So shout out to Jamie. Thank you for being amazing, and thank you for undoing this, I don't know, this, I was going to say, not a spell, a curse that we've had with stylists. So he's been fabulous. And I'm sure if you need any last minute help with styling, he would help you too. Yes. He's even said that to me.
Oh, amazing.
So let's find you a dress this week though.
Let's find a bloody dress.
Anywho.
Yes.
We haven't done this in a while.
We haven't. We have a guest.
We have a guest, and she's a very special guest.
I love that. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. We've been wanting to get this beautiful human being on the podcast for quite a while. I see her all the time because she happens to be my personal trainer.
I'm very envious of that.
Yes, it's very special. We spend most of the time pissing ourselves laughing, but I consider that a core workout.
I consider that a core workout too.
It's great. She makes me lol out loud like no one else. Introducing the stunning, amazing, brilliant Lucy Olympia Young. Hello, Lucy. Welcome to the Life Academy.
Thanks for having me on. So excited to be here.
So excited to have you. Lucy is a mother of 3 twins and a daughter. And she is the creator of the very successful Bump Strong app and an expert in pre and postnatal exercise. She's got 100 other credentials to do with exercise geniusness, but we're not going to go through all that. Today we are going to focus on talking to you guys about fitness and health and wellness and mental health around pre and postnatal life, I guess.
Love it.
So,
all the things I love.
All the things you love. Firstly, how are you, mother of three? How's twin life going? I need a little I haven't seen you in like
I haven't
3
seen
or
you in
4
a little
weeks.
bit. I'm good. I mean, it's just like chaos from the moment we get up to the moment we go to bed in our house. So yeah, good. The kids are good. Ocean is, she just turned 4 in December.
Wow.
And the twins are now, I don't operate in months. I don't know if you.
Well, they're nearly 2.
Yeah, they're nearly 2. I
Are they
operate like a
actually
year and a
nearly
half or
2?
2. Well, they're 2 in April.
What?
Yeah.
It feels like they're 1.
I
It feels like you
know.
just had them to me.
Well, I still say they're a year and a half just because I don't operate in months. So it's
easiest,
too
yeah.
complicated
Yeah.
to do that.
I did that.
Yeah. But yeah, so they're a year and a half. They're wild. Ocean's got like tons more sass than she did, I think, even
Is
like
that
4 weeks
possible?
ago. It is possible.
Right, good to
Yeah,
know.
she's got a little bit of tude, which is
We love a sass queen.
working through. Yeah. Yep,
Ocean
yep,
and
yep.
Maya come from the same planet
Oh.
of sass.
Oh,
Cut
Yeah.
from the same
yeah.
cloth,
Those
100%. Yeah. Remember her dance moves at your birthday party?
That is incredible.
Out in, she
How
was,
could I forget?
grooving to the beats.
And
It was so
I
cute.
see you sent me a photo. She's been dressing herself.
She's been dressing herself. I used to take creative direction on her outfits,
And
and,
she
I've
had
lost that privilege.
the coolest outfits.
Yeah.
Like Lucy would dress her kind of like tomboyish. Like she would wear
Yeah.
like baggy
But she has
jeans
turned
and,
out
like,
to be the girliest girl
she
on
now
planet
wears like
Earth. Yeah.
frozen dresses on top of her jeans. 'Cause
On
she,
top
like,
of like leopard leggings.
Yeah, I
and
can't-
like
I
it's-
Gorge, yeah.
Maya's doing this thing at the moment where she wants to wear 2 different pairs of Crocs. So she'll wear like
Oh.
pink Crocs on one foot and then bluey Crocs on the other foot. And
Yeah.
I'm like, this is the beginning. This
Yeah.
this is just the beginning. Like
Yep,
when
yep,
she
yep.
starts dressing herself, it's going to be Ocean all over
Oh
again.
yeah, you lose
Yeah.
control.
Ugh.
But now I've just like I'm almost like too distracted to really care. I'm
Yeah,
like
you're
the
like-
other day she wanted to wear a dress over her jumper and over her pants, and I was like,
Go
you
for
do
it.
Do it.
I
Yeah.
was
for
like,
it.
I'm not
Does
about to
that.
create an argument over this, so you just roll with
Isla
that.
wants
Pick
the
your
dress
battles.
Yeah.
over everything. Doesn't matter what she's wearing. It's a dress or a tutu over anything
Yes.
on anything. But I do have to say, when she dresses herself, she comes out and
She's
says,
good.
"Mummy, I dressed myself." I'm like, "You did really well."
That doesn't
Like,
surprise
She
me.
matches her
Yeah,
colors,
I'm not
and I'm like,
surprised by that.
"Girlfriend, what?"
I feel
And
like
Maybe
she's-
she'll be a stylist. And
Yeah,
she can style
maybe
you.
she'll be a good stylist, like a nice one who doesn't make us,
Yeah.
A body
leave us on
positive
doesn't
red.
leave us on red.
Yeah,
It's very strange because, like, the tulle will go with the tulle, and I'll be like, she'll walk out and I'll be like,
I
"You
don't know
do
why
that
that
better
doesn't
than I could do."
surprise me.
Nah.
She's just got a certain maturity about her.
Mm,
Yeah,
mhm.
okay, interesting.
I've been here before. Thing.
Yeah, I've been here before. I know
Yeah.
how to dress myself. Meanwhile, Ocean and Maya are like, bleh.
Oh yeah.
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 Oh, I love it.
And twin life, tell us a little
Twin
update.
twin life is good. I think it's becoming more like enjoyable now. Not that it wasn't enjoyable before, but the first year is really like
We were just
survival
talking
mode.
about this
Yeah.
on an episode that's actually been released today. Is that first year of having a baby? is
Yes.
you're kind
It's
of
just
you're in
survival.
survival mode.
100%. And I felt as well, like, you know, when it's a first time parent situation, it kind of like hits you like a freight train. But then the second time round, and, you know, obviously working with mums day in, day out, so often women feel like quite comfortable the second time around in the sense of, oh, I've been here before, I've seen
Yeah.
this before. But I think with twins,
You hadn't
whole
there
done
was
new
that
such an
before.
unknown again. Like it was kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, I've changed a million nappies before.
But
I've
have I done 2 at the same
but
time?
like, how do I feed
Yeah.
to? How do I? So all of those kind of things meant that it also did feel very much like, whoa,
First.
Yeah.
what's
As I've said to you in person, I really believe, and for those who don't believe in God, that's cool too. We can say the universe, but I believe like God gives you what you can handle.
Mm.
And I just think if there was anyone who could handle twins, it's you. Like you are
yeah.
just a force of nature.
Thanks,
Like
Dena.
this woman She
Incredible.
popped out these twins, and then I swear to God, it was a week later.
It was not.
How long was it? How long? Like, she was sprinting within weeks, because Lucy's also a competitive sprinter.
Yes.
Like, within weeks, she was back sprinting.
It
and
might have looked that way, but I definitely wasn't sprinting.
and like
weeks later.
doing
You did the work.
Like, she's like, her belly was out to here with the twins and doing
Yeah.
the most like amazing workouts. It was so inspiring.
And
I was so inspired.
And this is also something I'm assuming, because of all the work you did before you had your babies with your prenatal training, that would have helped post pregnancy with getting your pelvic floor back into a space where you can sprint. Is that?
Yeah, well, we do know that there's like a plethora of benefits to staying active throughout your gestation, throughout your pregnancy, which I'm lucky in the sense of like I genuinely enjoy training. It's not like I had to kind of force myself through or, but yes, maintaining the muscle mass, working on how I breathe effectively while I was training when I was pregnant to, work on managing pressure, et cetera, all of those things helped me a lot postpartum.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for 1 second? One thing I notice in our sessions a lot is how much you talk about breathing.
And I'm always telling you, breathe, Dena, breathe.
Always. Like, it's like the biggest thing. She's like, breathe. But it's made me, I've been doing like F45 lately.
Yeah.
But I've noticed I'm so much more conscious of my breathing now because of what you've taught me. Can you talk a little bit about why that's so important?
Yeah, I think you should also talk about you learning like a breathing strategy, and it sounded like you were telling everyone in your class to shush because you were going, shh.
That's right. I forgot about that. I was going, shh.
And the teacher comes over to you and she's like, are you well?
She's
Are
like,
you okay?
She's like, is the music too loud? Or
I talk a lot about breathing, or in perinatal exercise, it's probably the element that is not spoken about enough during prenatal and postpartum training. I'll try and like put it in the simplest terms possible. But when we speak about training your core, and a lot of women know that core strength is really important during pregnancy, postpartum, but understanding what your core is also really important. And we've got, again, in simple terms, your outer core and you've got your inner core. And your inner core or your deep core, if you imagine it like a scuba tank, okay, at the top of the scuba tank, there's your diaphragm or your breathing muscles. Bottom of the scuba tank, there's your pelvic floor. Around the scuba tank is your deepest abdominal layer, which is called your transverse abdominis. And through one side, there's your multifidus, but just ignore that because it's not really important for this conversation. But you've got like a scuba tank, okay? Right. So if you think about a scuba tank holds pressure, your core works similarly. If you were to like puncture a hole in the bottom of a scuba tank, okay, just imagine I take like a wrench, whatever it is, and I puncture a hole to the bottom of that scuba tank. Pressure will always look for the weakest point. So what's going to happen if I puncture a hole in, say, the bottom of the scuba tank, like your pelvic floor? Pressure's going to escape. So if you think about your core like a pressure system or a tank or a canister, when you are, very functionally strong, so oftentimes before you've even gone down the route of becoming pregnant or postpartum, that system works very well, unless you've obviously got a history of incontinence and other, issues. That system works really well. But when you become pregnant, what happens is that, we've got our baby, a heavy weight downwards onto the pelvic floor, so our pelvic floor is needing to work harder, our abdominal muscles stretch. And what happens then is if we can manage pressure well, that system stays strong. But if we have a pressure leak, so say for example, I have a vaginal birth and I have a high degree of vaginal trauma, then pressure is going to look for the path of least resistance. So you might notice things, you might develop prolapse, or you might have incontinence. So when we speak about pressure, we're essentially talking, or breathing, we're talking about allowing pressure somewhere to go, and a good way to safeguard the system is to exhale on effort. So again, allowing pressure to not be placed downwards onto your pelvic floor, or through that connective tissue, through your six-pack muscles. So that's why I really harp on a lot about it, because it's a real tool to strengthening yourself postpartum, but also making sure that you are monitoring for all these signs and symptoms during pregnancy that can crop up that indicate to you, okay, we're
Maybe
surpassing our current capabilities during pregnancy. But
Liz, what do you think made you focus in on this area? Like, you know, I met you through my little sister Ariel. You used to be a trainer at Barry's boot camp. And I said to Ari when I felt pregnant, I really want to be as strong and fit as I can. And she was like, you have to go see Lucy. She's an expert in this field. What drew you?
love Ari.
Yeah. Do we? No, I'm joking. Love you, Ari. What drew you to, because it's quite a niche field that you're in. I don't know if I've ever asked you that before. What drew you to this?
It's interesting because I have been in this area for like over 10 years before I even had children.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so like it's quite funny because when I became pregnant with Ocean, I remember saying to Max and actually my girlfriend, I was like, oh God, I'm going to take time out. I don't really know like what this will look like for me for the first time after this. This might really, you know, hinder my work and stuff. If anything, it's so ironic to think that, you know, before I had kids, I was training women in this space, and the degree of experience and awareness that I've built then working in this area, but also being a mum is like
the lived experience.
Yeah, it's insane, the difference. But yeah, I started obviously working as a trainer in my teens. But this area of perinatal, I was quite drawn to it because I loved working with my female clients a lot. And I also knew that I needed a high degree of challenge. This space is very niche. It requires like quite a strong understanding of the body.
Yes. Which you so have.
Yeah, and you also need to be able to garner a really high degree of trust with not only clients, but obviously with female clients during such a vulnerable time.
Yeah.
And a really consistent thing with all of my clients is I really saw and still do see like the human that I'm working with. And I think that there's a lot to be said of, you can write a great program, but if you don't have the ability to allow, you know, your clients the space to be real with you, and you've got to really be able to read your clients as well.
So individual.
Recently, I was asked that question about what style of specialist are you? Like, what style of coach are you? Mm-hmm. And it was like, are you a you know, a martyr?
Motivational.
Like, what are you? And I actually said that I don't believe it's necessarily a great thing to fit into one category, because every woman or every person needs something different from you.
Yeah.
There's no point me yelling at a mum postpartum to like work harder, you know, if she is like struggling with postpartum anxiety or like getting out of the house was really hard for her today. So you got to be able to read people.
It's so interesting as well that you were already working in that field before you felt pregnant.
Before it was a hot space too.
And then you felt pregnant and you were like, oh, maybe I'll step away. So interesting that kind of like once you were in the world, you thought maybe like, oh, maybe I'll slow down a bit with it.
I don't know if it's so much that I stepped away from it. It was more that I was hesitant that, you know, giving birth and like taking a quick, not a pause, because I was still, you know, running my own. I'd started Bump Strong at that point.
Right.
So I think it was more the fact of like, I've started this, because I worked in that space, but I worked in that space under gyms and under, you know, other specialists. And so it was through a real lack of frustration and the lack of awareness and lack of accurate information out there that I was like, this is BS. Like, we need to actually have a place where women can go that they feel they trust the information, that's education-led, etc. And that's why I started Bump Strong. But I was nervous I just started it to step away and then come back. So, but the irony being that I have learnt so much more an appreciation, I suppose, for all those years that I was young in my early 20s, coaching women through this time.
Yeah. And what you just mentioned before about like human to human and, you know, not yelling at a woman who's got postnatal anxiety to push hard. Like you do that so beautifully. You hold space. And I've said this to you before, like you really do. You hold space so beautifully. You know, I trained with Lucy while I was pregnant, and there were moments where like, firstly, I couldn't even put my shoes on because my feet were so swollen. So we were like training barefoot, and she would just
and
be
braless
like,
sometimes too, let's be honest.
and what?
And braless.
Braless often. I mean, that hasn't changed. But just holding space for all the messiness. And then like postpartum, like it was rough for me. Like, you know, there was a lot of depression and there were a lot of dark days, and I actually couldn't leave the house to get to Lucy's studio. So she just worked with me on Zoom, and it was just amazing. Like you have an incredible ability to hold space for the mental health aspect that I think is such a big part of pre and postnatal exercise. Can you talk a little bit about that? And I'm curious to know, like, why do you think you have that capacity to hold all that?
Oh gosh.
Deep questions.
Yeah, deep question. I think, well, first and foremost, postpartum depression is incredibly common, and baby blues is incredibly common as well. And they're elements that aren't spoken about enough. I feel really fortunate with my work that I am kind of like a vault in that sense. I feel very fortunate that women come to me, like you're saying, through many different iterations of themselves and during their most vulnerable time, and feel comfortable opening up to me, you know, while we are working on them becoming the strongest versions of themselves. Like it's a really beautiful shift.
It's like you're crying, but you're doing kettlebells, and you're like, I'm doing the right thing, but I feel very hormonal. And
I'm such a dork with that stuff, because even yesterday I was like literally almost in tears because a client that I've been working with, she was so fearful. She's always found the gym a really intimidating space. Like, you know, has never really felt good in her body, and we have worked so consistently with her, and she does the app as well as comes to see me. Now it's bi-weekly. And I kid you not, like she was performing some of probably my most challenging core moves.
Oh my God.
She like had all her breathing down pat. You could just see the confidence oozing out of her. She took off her sports top, something she would like never do.
I've done that
previously.
With you. I've done that with you. I would never do that with anyone else.
Yeah. But she felt like so good in her body that like she was kind of just like, oh yeah. And I was like, you look so strong. And you could just see her like feeling really, really good. And those are the moments to me that I'm like, I've seen you when, you know, we've had the hardest of conversations. You've been crying. I've had clients crying in my arms, like, and then to see them kind of make this transformative shift where exercise is more than just exercise in a gym. Like it translates to every other facet of your life. It makes you more confident walking down the street. It makes you have more energy to play with your kids. Like there's so many.
Better.
It's life.
It's a holistic.
So it's just how she held herself was like night and day from when I first saw her.
For you.
Oh, it was like beautiful. And I'm like watching her do this core exercise, and I was like literally almost like, you're going to have me like crying soon. Like, and it's so ridiculous because it's a hard core move, but it just illustrated such a shift.
Her hard work and her progression, and also the fact that your program works.
Well, yeah, there's that element too where I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Well, can we touch on that as well? So for any of our listeners who have never heard of Bump Strong or the Bump Strong app, how would you explain what it is and what the business is and what the app is? And
totally. Yeah. So we are, perinatal training is our bread and butter. It's all our app is providing. It's end to end in terms of we start with women from day dot gestation all the way through to rehabilitation. And some mamas actually don't want to leave us. So we've actually now curated more programming for once they're past that rehabilitation stage. We're very education led. So a huge proponent, and Dena knows this firsthand, is I don't believe in telling you to do movements and exercises without you understanding why I'm telling you to do them.
Yeah.
Because if you understand, okay, say I've got a woman who is getting close to having her baby, I will speak to her about, okay, well, this movement is really focusing on internal rotation. That's really important for this stage of labor. Like, it just means that women are more empowered in their body to know
just power.
that's why I'm doing this. It also helps build trust, because it means that women trust me in, okay, she's really thought about where I am in my pregnancy. Okay, she's really thought about what my needs are postpartum with my core. And every woman is so unique and every woman is so different. So we also in the app have like a pain relief library. So if aches and pains crop up, our goal is just to keep you moving.
Yeah.
And that's, a huge thing. Is
And you've said that to me so
Yes.
many times. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I've cancelled on Lucy. But like, you'll always say to me, just go for a walk, just
move.
keep moving,
Yeah.
just keep moving.
Just move. Because, and that's one of the things that this client that I was speaking about before said the other day. She was like, oh, it really feels like a habit now. And I was like, that's gold.
Yeah.
Because when it starts to feel like you're in a routine, it doesn't feel hard. Like, in the sense of, it doesn't feel so hard to put your shoes on and get out the door, because it's
a
become
part of the
ingrained in
yeah.
you. And you'd know that from doing like a million of your yoga. Is it
the
yoga that you're
Pilates,
Pilates?
yeah.
Pilates.
Yeah. It's
She's
having
going to
to
be
get back
training
into
us
it.
all soon.
But
I'm so
yeah,
excited.
doing so many hours and that, like,
Yeah,
it does
it just
also
becomes
build
the
habit.
routine. Because for so long, I wasn't doing anything. I think, again, it was an overwhelming thought of being like, oh God, I've got to get out of the house and I've got to make
Yes.
sure that I've got the time and I've got to cook dinner. So like, it was too hard basket kind
Yeah.
of thing. And then now that it's a part of my routine, I've found the space and the time where it's like, okay, I've got some time now and I'll go and do it.
Yeah.
But it's just, it isn't an overwhelming feeling to do that anymore, because I know the process of like, okay, I can go there, I'll do the workout, I can get home, and like, I know my timings and
Yeah.
everything. It's all just, it all ties in, it all just becomes a part of the routine, even if it's not the same day every
Yeah.
week. It's, what
For
you're doing,
sure.
how long it's going to take. And obviously with your program and your app and stuff, that's what you're building. You're building a routine and you're building something that's going to be useful and helpful for women.
That's actually where we've had, like, if I was to look at, earlier days in our programming, and then versus when I became a mum, that's probably the biggest shift in terms of time capacity.
Yeah.
I think when I used to program clients way back when, it was just too long.
Yeah.
And so I've also like very much adapted things to be more of a realistic time frame, with that understanding and experience that we don't all have an
Yeah.
hour and a half to train. Like,
Yeah.
that's just not the reality.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
that's interesting.
But being really effective and concise with the time that you do have is like everything.
Yeah.
That kind of leads to my next question. I would love to know two things. Firstly, for our listeners out there who don't live in Melbourne and
Yes.
don't have the privilege of doing a session personally with you, guys, check out the Bump Strong app. I'm sure Lucy will give us a little code we can throw to our listeners.
sure.
But check it out. It is an unbelievable app. It's so user-friendly. If you are, pregnant or planning on getting pregnant, or you're postnatal, I can't recommend it enough. And if you are in Melbourne, try do a session with Lucy in person.
And we do online consults and online PT. So
amazing.
if you
So there's
can't,
so many options.
we've got mamas in Ireland, we've got mamas in England, Canada, and like in the UK at the moment doing like habitual Monday sessions. So like
unreal.
Wow, Bump Strong
You're
has
all- Bump
reached
Strong.
around the world.
we can reach, yeah.
Reach.
Amazing.
We had someone from Turkmenistan.
But what I was going to say is, from where?
Turkmenistan.
Wow.
Yeah. I had to do a little Google.
I've sort of said this to you before because I just think you're superhuman. I don't get it. But, you run a business. You run two businesses, essentially. Like, you're an in-person business. You're an online business. You have twins and a daughter. You sprint competitively. How the fuck do you do it all? How do you juggle it all? And what gets sacrificed? Like, I'm so curious, like how do you do it all and maintain a beautiful relationship? I don't know if we're allowed to say this, we can edit it out. You've got a wedding coming up.
Yeah.
Like, you've got so much going on in your life. How do you do it all?
It's so funny because I actually saw a post that you did recently where you were saying about the have it all concept.
Yeah.
And I know that I think we almost like, we agree but disagree in elements of that, because I actually don't believe that if you've got a lot of amazing things, I don't know if I fully buy the rhetoric of you can have it all at the same time.
Sure.
And so
I don't either.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I think we agree.
Yeah,
in
I think
that
you can
sense,
get
for
to
sure.
a point where you can have it all, but like it's taken me 2.5 years to get there. And it's also a moment of time.
Yes.
I know that I'm not going to have it all for a very long time, but for that day, and I said that in the comment, you know, that day, just for today, it feels like I've got it all.
Yeah, which is an amazing feeling.
Amazing.
Yeah. Because in that line of what you're saying is, I think when I am really crushing it in the work standpoint, I feel sometimes, you know, like my role as mum is not doing as well, or if I'm really doing a huge training week and that demands a lot of me, then, you know, work, it just like, it's so push and pull.
Give and take.
Yeah, I sort of keep my pillars of what's important to me really top of mind. So obviously being my kids, being work, and then being track. Like, I know that these are the three things. Max is in there too. Love you, Max. With my kids, but like, you know, they.
So it's like family, fitness, business.
No, family, but family and business sit at the top. And then it's kind of like with whatever, don't let my coach hear this, with whatever time there is extra, I'll pour that into track.
Okay.
Which there's often not a ton of time. But I do what I can with what I've got. But if I keep those three kind of pillars, it helps me really look at life and understand, okay, well, is this actually contributing to those three things? No. Okay, I don't actually know if I've got capacity to do that, whatever it may be. It also means that my time is like very precious to me. Like,
yes,
you know, gone are the days where I would kind of, you know, when you say like, oh, let's do coffee sometime, but like you don't always really mean it. Like, I just don't say that stuff anymore.
Who's got time?
Like, if we're not actually going to do coffee, I'm not going to say it. You know.
And with your track as well, you're like, you do competitions and you're like full. I don't know if you call them competitions. I don't.
Yeah, track meets. Yeah,
track meets. Yeah. So you're like very much, you focus on that and you get a lot of fulfillment from doing that, and you love it. Obviously you were saying you have a coach and everything for that too.
Yeah. So
that's very high up. Is that something, I mean, it's one of the things I think physically as you get older would have to stop. What's in terms of like, what are your goals that you want to reach before the time where you have to stop one day when you're, you know, however old?
I'm constantly reminded that sprinting in particular, we so many people or women stop running fast as they stop their university or squad training when they're younger and shift to longer distance. So it's becoming more and more apparent to me how rare it is to continue to sprint.
You have told me that you feel like an old woman, like the other girls who train with you are like 16 or whatever.
Wow, there's some real youngins.
Yeah.
And then we were actually just talking about this the other day, that 2016 trend. You know how it's like post something about your life 2000. And they were like, oh, what's yours, Luce? And I was like, oh, I just moved to Australia and, you know, rah. And I was like, what was yours? And one of the girls was like, well, I was 7. And I was like, wow.
Wow.
So different, different.
But how impressive that you're keeping up with those people, like, because they've got like bodies on their side, like the aches and pains you feel just from being in your late 20s into your 30s. I don't know how old you are exactly now.
But I think you've got muscle memory as well, is an element that is often like forgotten in that picture. Like the number of races I have run far surpasses the number that they might have done. So like there's also like Yeah.
The way I see it would be as if I went
That's what I tell
back.
myself anyway.
The way I see it is like almost as if I went back to dancing professionally, which is not an option for me. Fuck, I wish. I fucking wish. I still have the passion for it. I would if I could. I unfortunately can't due to injuries.
Feels like that, hey?
But like, yeah, that blows my mind. Like the idea of me having kids and then going back to dance professionally, like that's essentially what you've done.
Yeah.
Like it's so impressive.
It's not always like easy. It sounds very like obvious that it's not always easy. Also because there's been a lot of stop starting. So I did collegiate track and field in Canada. Then I took a pause after college because we were never or university, we say here. I'm still like quite Canadian in some of my things.
I love it. Especially the music she listens to. She's a gangster.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she's a gangster. It's so
wow,
good.
gangster turned country.
Yeah. Oh. No, we're not acknowledging
yeah,
that.
I know you're not. But yeah, then I took like a bit of a break and then I got back into it before I had Ocean. And then I had Ocean, got back into track. Then I had the twins. So now I'm like coming back again. And you know, with that comes a huge degree of new, I think not insecurities, but like definitely new thought factors and new hurdles to navigate. So time poor, the kids came to a race on the weekend, which I was like, oh, so lovely that Max has brought the kids. The kids were on the sidelines literally screaming. There's sand in their eyes. It was like gale force winds on Saturday.
Oh my God.
Like sand in their eyes. Ocean wanted to be right next to me, but I'm trying to warm up. Like it was like
chaos.
And on top of that, there's the side of, you know, in track and field, it's very common we run in like tiny briefs and a sports bra.
Yeah.
And I've just had twins. So like the skin around my belly button is a little bit different than last time I was here in briefs. So there's so many new things to kind of
surrender
through. But I did actually think before, so like I said, I ran a 400 on Saturday. And before I was like, about to go to the line because I'd looked across the field. It's like it was a grass track. It wasn't on the regular track.
Yeah, because we would know what that looks like.
But like to look across the field. Usually you'd say I'd look across the track. That's why I'm specifying. But I looked across and I saw Ocean. I just had thought and I was like, oh, you know, like be all in this for her because I wasn't, even when little doubts and stuff crop, and I was like, my little girl is like watching me about to do this. And Max actually said the first race that I had back, which I was so stressed for, he said he was like, whether this goes well or not, he's like, remember your reaction. Ocean is watching that.
Aww,
and like
really good advice.
It wasn't, and the funny thing is like, you could kind of read that as like, oh, but I'm allowed to like have whatever reaction that I like. But like there's something so beautiful in that because it was beautiful. Really like she is
your role model.
If I storm off to the bathroom after this 400 and I'm like in tears and I'm like, that was awful. Like she is like through osmosis, like taking that in.
Yeah, I think that's such beautiful advice.
Yeah, so that was really an important
if I
reminder
didn't love
for
Max
me.
enough. Now I'm just
God. You have such a wealth of knowledge, and you've put so much work into needing to know essentially all of these things. I find so many women don't want to start the process of like getting into working out if they, you know, either never have or they used to, but you know, now they're pregnant. And there's also, I feel like there's a lot of fear mongering around when you become pregnant. If you didn't do anything beforehand, like don't start when you're pregnant. So, and also same with postpartum, like definitely don't do anything before 6 weeks. And what's something that you can say to the women out there who are either trying to fall pregnant or postpartum or pregnant, who are kind of on the fence of like, oh, I don't think I should. What would you say to go for it, to look into Bump Strong and to start?
Before you answer that, I was going to ask a similar question. Just to refine it, I would love to know like your pieces of advice, if this is okay with you, to people trying to fall pregnant, to people who are pregnant, and then to people who are postnatal.
Okay, well, I'll answer you first
Yeah.
in the sense of
I
like,
feel like,
think
is that the same question?
No, I feel like they're a little bit different.
Okay.
What you're referring to, there's a bit of what's called like the bubble wrap effect, where, you know, when a woman is pregnant or becomes pregnant, there's a lot, like you said, a lot of fear mongering around like what's safe, what's going to be harmful, that kind of thing. It's actually a myth that you can't start an exercise program when you become pregnant if you were previously sedentary. That's quite an old school thought process.
I didn't do that because I was just like, oh my gosh, like I hadn't been working out or doing any of my Pilates before I fell pregnant last time, and I was just like, well, I can't do anything. I'm gonna injure myself.
100%. The caveat would be, it's like any progressive training program that's well thought out and structured is that you're not going a bull at a gate. So you're working on gradually increasing your strength over a period of time versus jumping into the gym 5 days a week. That kind of thing. So I think starting steady is a really important element to that. Also, we really forget that, and like you're saying with the 6-week check, we tell women, you know, be careful lifting weights when you're pregnant, be careful, you know, doing anything tiring postpartum, and yet we lift weights every day. Like we lift heavy boxes if we're moving house.
Your toddler,
we lift our toddler. I think postpartum, that's the one that gets me the most, is, you know, well, don't lift anything over X number of kgs postpartum. And it's like, cool, well, my toddler's actually really heavy and I still need to put them in the car. So there's also an element of like, okay, well, instead of giving that mama a ton of fear around that, can we give her strategies so that when she needs to do that thing, like put her baby in the car, or in my case, you know, they say don't lift heavier than your baby. Well, I've got 2. So like, what's my advice here? It's okay, do we have good strategies in place? How are you lifting up the capsule to then rotate and put it in the car? Are you exhaling as you heave it up and you put it in the car? Like all of those kind of elements. When you go to lift it, do you pee yourself? Okay, like, you know, we talk about the 3 Ps at Bump Strong: pressure, peeing, and pain. That's one of the 3 Ps. Okay, that could indicate we need to, like, there might be an underlying issue coming on here. So, working with somebody that gives you that confidence boost, starting steady, and if you are in a healthy, uncomplicated pregnancy, you should not fear movement when you are pregnant and postpartum.
And you've also kind of tailored your workouts as well with knowing about the relaxin and all those things, because I feel like, you know, that's something that people can come in with and be like, oh, but the relaxin, and what about my bones and joints and muscles?
All relaxin is a ligament laxity hormone. So it means that, and we need it because our pelvis needs to stay super mobile for baby to navigate the pelvis in order to be born. And with that, that's where like the irony of when we are pregnant and postpartum, our body is actually craving strength and stability because it has so much mobility and hypermobility.
You did that so well with me because I have EDS and hypermobility already, and then the relaxant came into my body and I was on crutches in my first trimester because my whole sacral joints were just, it was just a shit show. And Lucy just kept saying to me, like, we have to get you as strong as possible for this pregnancy in order for you to have like a successful postnatal period. So like it was all about building strength, even though there was so much relaxin and hypermobility.
And it's also like, if you were previously sedentary and you think about it logically, if you were previously sedentary and not moving, you become pregnant, all that's going to do is it can aggravate those aches and pains that will come on because of new postural tendencies, because of not having that structure and support to those joints. Like there's just so many benefits to, okay, like we weren't previously sedentary, but let's work on strengthening that musculature around these areas that we know you're going to likely, particularly in that 3rd trimester when we're large and in charge, start to feel more of those aches and pains. And then, like you said, also sets you up for, in general, a postpartum recovery. That means that you haven't sort of done nothing for those 9 months. Obviously, though, I'm saying that with a caveat of some women cannot
Yeah.
move the same way that they potentially even want to when they're pregnant, and that needs to be called out, because it's one thing for me to harp on about the importance of training, but for some women it's a very real situation. They might be bed rest, etc. But if you can move.
Yeah.
I've got 2 hot takes for you. I'm really bummed with that conversation went so quickly and we're running out of time, but I've still got so many questions for you. 2 hot takes.
Yeah.
1, belly bands. Do you think they're worth it and do they work? 2, do you think it's a harder recovery from C-sections or vaginal births?
So belly bands, we've got there's an amazing pelvic girdle band that's actually created by a physio, shout out, it's called Girdle, GRDL, and that can be a really great support for the pelvis, and also particularly in my case too, being so huge with twins, it provided a bit of lift for really heavy belly, support for the your uterine ligaments, etc. So they can be supportive. What I would be cautious of are belly bands that are either not fitted. So sometimes you can see ones that almost wrap around you like a corset. And sometimes those ones, if they're ill-fitted or they're too tight, can actually exacerbate pressure problems. Because if you think about your core like a balloon, if I squeeze a balloon in the middle, what's going to happen to pressure? It's going to either go up or go down. So in a postpartum or a postpartum body in particular, which is often where you'd wear like a belly band, is it can place pressure outwards on that connective tissue, or like send pressure in not the direction you need it to, or downwards onto the pelvic floor, which is more common. So a pelvic girdle or a pelvic girdle support band can be really awesome during pregnancy. And then a belly band, the ones that come around you, sometimes what I say is look for like supportive shorts, because that oftentimes provides more of a bottom-up support versus a cinching at the waist.
Okay, hot tips.
That's that one. And then what was the other? Oh,
C-section versus vaginal
this is like
recovery.
The story, something that I hear a lot in terms of what's easier and what's not. There's not one that's easier than the other. They both come with a plethora of different considerations. We shouldn't be treating our postpartum recovery in exactly the same way. If you've had a vaginal versus a C-section, there are different considerations. One has a high degree of perineal trauma, so like that separation between your vagina and anus, and then other one, you have had major abdominal surgery. So both require a different take. There's commonalities across both in terms of, like I was talking about, breathing, etc. But they have different considerations for sure, but not one is easier than the other. And it gets my goat when I hear so many women talking about like, oh, I'll just have a Caesar because that's like going to be easiest. And in my head sometimes, because it's not for me to tell people what they should do. Everyone is entitled to their birth plan, etc. But sometimes in my head, I'm like, oh, babe, it is not
the easy
an
way.
Easy route out. Like that is just a narrative that needs to go away.
It's so funny. Like, it's to the point for me that my C-section recovery was so hard that if God willing I get pregnant again, I really want to have a VBAC because I'm like, I can't go through that C-section recovery again. Like it was so fucked. But having said that, I don't know if the vaginal recovery would be just as bad, but in a different way.
There's with birth, and another element that we should also address is misinformation comes unfortunately a lot now through social media, and I see a ton of videos which is like, do these 3 exercises for the quickest birth possible. And I find that really makes me sad, because I'm like, there is of course a ton of mobility that we can do as part of birth prep, and we can do all the preparation like you would for a race, whatever it may be. You can do a ton of preparation, but there is still with birth an element of the unknown. And so it's unfortunate when I see that, because I'm like, that is just misguiding women into thinking that it's necessarily going to be one way. But there are a lot of really amazing VBAC OBs that specialize in that area. So you know, if you do decide to go down that route, then I encourage you to chat with some of them.
I'm really keen. I want the experience. I want to know what it feels like. I want to like stomp and sing and growl my way through it, not just like be cut open.
There was
and
lots
it's
of
all over.
growling.
Yeah,
from me.
I want that.
Yeah,
I really want that. It
I
wasn't
think-
an option for Maya, but
I definitely, I think,
I remember
again,
that
I don't
chat.
know what it feels like for when you have a cesarean, but I know after having Isla, like I was like, Jesus Christ, I am a superwoman.
I remember you said to me, your words were, "I'm bulletproof."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like I could do anything.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
And that's what I do now when I'm working out. I'm like, oh my God, 30 more seconds. And I'm like, you pushed a baby out of your vagina. You can keep going for 30 seconds, Alicia. Like,
Gives you
push.
perspective.
This is why
That's
your Pilates
legitimately-
classes are so hard. Because you compare them to childbirth, pain, no medicated pain. Like, she's insane. She's insane. Luce, we are sadly out of time in the Life Academy studio. We are so going to get you back in here because I have so many more questions.
Yeah.
And I get to see you all the time, so I can just ask you the questions.
No, but
like,
I think it's so important for our audience to hear because there's so much information, as I kind of said, like there's misinformation everywhere and there's fear mongering everywhere.
Yes.
And from someone who's done so much research and is in this work space,
and
to
has
have
all
information
the accreditation and
I think it's really important that we
You've got so much knowledge. You're so brilliant. And I also just want to say you're just the best person. Like the amount of times I have come to sessions being in such a dark place and left so much lighter to the point where Alex has been like, Lucy's the best thing for you.
That's so lovely.
Yeah, you're so special to me, and I'm really excited to share you with the world.
Thanks, Dena.
And I'm sure people are going to want you back, so we'll have to do round 2.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks so much for having me, guys.
Before you leave,
we
do like to ask our guests for a recommendation or homework / we call it dream work. So is there anything that you are loving or watching or using or any advice, anything like that?
I would say that recently I purchased an Aura ring.
That's right.
Yeah, and I actually chose actively not to purchase it within the first year after having the twins because I just didn't sleep for a second. So I was like, regardless, you know, I can't really change my situation.
Yes.
But then once the twins, they went to sleep school and that was like a game changer for us. But since then, I find having like a tool to track elements of your health actually a lot more helpful than I thought it was going to be. And we spoke about this briefly because I thought that I was going to be similar to you in terms of, if I've got the information, it'll make me like hyper
I would be stressed
that
it's telling me I'm not having enough sleep, and then I'll sleep less because I'm not having enough sleep.
But this one in particular is helpful in terms of like when it looks at your sleep, it looks at say like your latency, so how quickly you fall asleep. So it's just giving you, and like how good your deep sleep is, your heart rate variability. And so it means that say on a day that I've like watched TV with Max like later on in the night, my latency, which is how long I take to fall asleep, is really crap. And I'm like, okay. It just means that like you ask yourself more
awareness
questions. So if I've got something that's really important the next day, then I know, if I do this, I actually might not have as good of a sleep. Okay, I won't do that.
Interesting.
That kind of thing. So I find it really helpful in that regard.
Does it track things like your steps and all the basic sort of health?
Yeah, I sound like a salesperson now for but any kind of heart rate.
I'm really interested in getting it. I am a little bit scared. I don't like being told I haven't had enough sleep because it just immediately stresses me out because I've got so much trauma around sleep.
Yeah.
But I am really interested in this year being more like data based and analytical with my health.
It doesn't tell you off.
Okay.
So it'll essentially just say, I tend to burn the candle at both ends. So for me, if my sleep is poor and then I start to think, I'm like actually feeling like a bit off, oftentimes what it'll do is it'll say like, there's some symptoms coming on. Like, and I can actually see like, I actually might be getting, it does that based on temperature. So it'll tell me, we actually think that you're starting at the earliest phase of starting to get sick. And that's been really helpful for me because it means that then I'm like,
pull back
Lucy,
on the training.
You need to chill here for a second because you're about to go downhill. And it's actually saved me, I can't tell you, like quite a few times where I've been like, oh, I've got minor readings of like starting to go downhill, and I've like either taken a step back or taken some armor force or whatever it is. And then I've like picked back up again. So
wow.
no,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Excellent,
Yeah.
Rick. Thank you so much.
They are pretty pricey. The Aura's pretty pricey.
What
but,
are we talking? What kind of price range?
Oh, like $800.
Oh, very pricey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
She pricey.
So
Well,
pretty pricey.
But you know, some people, that's in their budget.
Yeah, and there's cheaper options.
Yes,
but
I'm sure there
don't
are.
do the rip-off Aura is what I've been told.
Okay.
Because that one, the readings are not accurate.
Okay. I'm actually going to stay on the same tangent. I was
Yeah.
going to do something else, but you just reminded me of something that I love and I bought for my sister for Christmas. They are called worry rings. And they're really cute. And the reason I just thought about it was because I notice I play with my hands a lot when I'm talking or when I'm thinking. And basically, I'm not wearing it right now, but it's a ring, but it also works like a fidget spinner. And it's really cute. It looks like the gold Cartier
I
ring.
think I saw Steph Claire Smith
Stop.
had one of those when we
Yeah.
interviewed her.
Oh,
I saw her
really?
playing with something, and
So
I
yeah,
think
it's like, it looks like the Cartier like gold ring, like a copy, but it spins
Wow.
around and you can do just like this the whole time. And for me with ADHD and just in general, I'm a bit of a fidgeter when I talk. I love it. So I'm going to get one for myself because I got it for my sister who has a bit of health anxiety stuff and she's starting studying this year. And I just thought it'd be a really good like fidget spinner for her. They're really
Nice.
reasonably priced. I think in like the $30 mark. Like,
it was a lot more cost efficient.
Yeah. Doesn't give you your stats and analytics, but is just a really cool.
Well, if
and
it's aesthetic as
it's
well, that's
it's
nice.
aesthetically
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
You can get silver, you can get gold, you can get ones with little diamondy things on them.
Oh,
So
cute.
I think it might be an Australian company. I'll have to double check that, but Worry Rings, we'll put it in the show notes.
nice. Mine is I watched a new TV series called His and Hers.
Oh my God, I've heard so much about this.
Yeah. Loved it. Watch it.
Okay.
It's so
I've
it's
heard
like
so much.
it's been a long time since I've watched a TV show where I've really been like, ooh,
Where do you watch it?
Netflix. Yeah. And yeah, it was very interesting. It's like a murder mystery.
Love that.
And yeah,
I've heard it's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but in a TV show. Is that?
no,
Okay. No.
not
Cool.
that at all.
Alright, great. I'm really on track.
Wrong.
I'm on track today. I'm killing
Wrong.
it.
But yeah, watch it. It's really good. It's really good. I loved it. And if you try and like pick who the killer is, it's cool. It's really good. Also, I mean, there's parts in it where I was like bawling my eyes out. And
Really?
yeah, because it's also there's children involved.
Okay,
And, you know,
okay.
it's like
Did you watch it with Zach?
Yes.
Okay, so Alex will watch it with
And
me.
yes, because that's the thing.
Okay.
Like Zach cannot watch anything. He hates everything. And then we sat down. He was like, I could even watch that again. Like I could read, because we introduced his parents to it when we were down by the beach, and we told them about it. We started watching it, and he was like, "I'm actually really enjoying rewatching this. Like I could really rewatch
How
the
many
whole thing."
episodes?
There's 6 episodes.
Love it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
really
That's
easy.
good.
Like,
Watch it in a
very
week.
good. Yep.
Limited
Yeah.
series are all the new thing
It's the
right
best
now,
because you can
hey?
watch it in a week.
Yeah.
Who's got-
Hijack's a good one too on Netflix. We
I
just
love
started that.
Hijack. Oh
And it's
my
good
God,
because
so
as well,
good.
it's like sometimes I feel like the story is just really easily laid out for you, but this was like you had to think. You have to be like,
Oh yeah, you don't want to guess the
no, you don't want to
story
guess
too easy.
you don't want to guess the killer too early.
Yeah.
So it was good. I
Have
liked
you
it.
guys
Watch it.
seen All Her Fault?
No.
I still need to watch it. Actually, a girlfriend
I'm a bit
of mine,
scared for you to watch it, but
her son is in it.
Oh,
He plays-
really?
yeah.
oh wow,
Mhm.
I'm scared for you to watch it, but it's
I don't know if I'll be able to.
so good.
I don't think I'll be able
Fucking hell, it's the best show. Oh my God. Well, thank you so much. So
Thank
many
you.
life lessons
Thank
today.
you. So
I
many.
Yeah, I've taken so much away from this, and I already get
I'm
to speak
glad.
to you every few weeks anyway. But yeah, I think our listeners, our darlings, or our besties,
Darlings, besties. We'll still
will
need to
get some
decide.
beautiful life lessons.
Amazing. Thank
Thanks,
you guys.
Liz. Love
Thank
you. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bell's about
Bell's
to ring.
about to ring. Woo!